I do want to talk about the Bud Light trans story. And if you don't know what that means, because that's a weird thing to open on. The Bud Light trans story is basically Dylan Mulvaney, I believe it's how you pronounce her name. Again, I don't know much about her. I said this earlier. I don't know much about this person. All I know is essentially they're a trans social media influencer, and they'll make posts about makeup and being trans and like doing fashion and doing like silly dances, right? And I think the combination of this person being slightly annoying, being trans, and being like a quirky TikToker where they're doing a bunch of silly dances that if you're just not into TikTok, you're just not into it, and I'm not that into TikTok, so I'm not into it, so that's why I don't pay attention to it. But that's the thing I do, okay? When I see something I'm not into, you know what I do? I just don't pay attention and I just keep moving, right? There's so many things I don't pay attention to. I don't pay attention to drill rap. I know nothing about drill rap. I've listened to it a few times, like, not really my thing, and I move on, and I instead listen to my folk music like an old person at the age of 22. That's what I do when I see something I don't like. But apparently, that's not what other people do, because Dylan Mulvaney is working with a bunch of companies like Nike, but specifically, this is the one that's causing a lot of outrage amongst conservatives, Bud Light. If you guys don't know, Bud Light is a alcohol company. They produce beer, is what they're most well known for. They produce a beer that is consumed by millions upon millions upon millions of Americans every year. And conservatives are not very happy to see Bud Light collaborate with this trans person. I guess because they just don't like to see them collaborate with a trans person. I've actually not seen anybody sit down and explain why it's problematic that Dylan Mulvaney has worked with Bud Light. It seems, quite frankly, it just seems like they're angry that Bud Light worked with a trans person, right? Maybe it's also that in their partnership, they also put a rainbow on Bud Light, and that's scary because that could be indicative of the LGBTQ community in some way, but they didn't come out and say, hey, this is Bud Light, and we're sponsoring like HRT for children all across the country. We're going to avoid the doctors. In every state that has banned gender-affirming care for minors, we're going to be illegally shipping in HRT. We're going to be hiding it in cases next to a Bud Light beer. We're going to be smuggling it in. They haven't said anything like that. It's just a partnership. But in reaction to this partnership of a trans person with Bud Light, a lot of conservatives feel like their identity has been attacked because Bud Light is kind of considered like the working man's beer. And, you know, it's like that, you know, the down home country, like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about? It's one of those beers. Is the type of thing where you go into the mines and you're mining for 26 hours a day. And then you go home to get your half an hour of sleep and you like have to run past your kids to get into the bed. But before you do, before you neglect your children, you grab a Bud Light beer, you crack it open with your cousin of a wife, and you yum, 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 right? And then you go and you sleep. That's like the image of Bud Light. I'm doing it in the most stereotypical way possible. That's the image that many people have of Bud Light. And so seeing that kind of down home country, good old boys beer company
Burns
partner
is an immoral,
with somebody who's
morally
trans
corrupt, bankrupt
and
man.
isn't like, I guess, straight or, you know, cisgender. Evil City, thank you for the primer. New badges. Yes, we have new badges for gutter chatters. We finally rewarding the gutter chatters for their years of servitude to the channel. They're not very happy about this. Anyway, you guys get the premise. They're not happy, but the reaction has not just been, I'm going to stop buying Bud Light, which, you know, I could at least understand that. A lot of it is we need to performatively stop buying Bud Light on the internet and or destroy Bud Light on camera and now praise other beer companies and say we're going to switch to this beer. And it's honestly, it's pretty cringe. And so I wanted to look at this compilation that Chuds of TikTok put together of 16 of some of the funniest examples of people being angry at Bud Light in the fallout, the dangerous fallout of them associating with a trans person. So let's start with the first one. This is from Sporty Life 77. Love his hair.
Hey Budweiser, I've been drinking your beer for probably 35 plus years. Not anymore.
Wow.
Y'all screwed up.
we got the point with the first half of the video. The second half of the video was unnecessary. I think this was like, you know how some people are like performative when it comes to their like Twitter activism, like they'll say a bunch of things, but they'll never actually go out there and unionize. They'll never actually go out there and like be in the community doing food drives, like with Foods Without Bombs or whatever it is. Maybe in this instance, this is him trying to communicate that he's not a performative activist, but he's actually made the lifestyle change, you know? This would be like the equivalent of like a vegan saying, I don't eat meat anymore, and then proceeding to show them eating a salad. Anyway, let's go to the next one. We're starting mild. Hopefully it gets better. I by the way, I've pre-screened none of these. I don't like pre-screening memes like this because I want the most genuine reaction possible. Okay, so I can see the Bud Light in the corner. What is he gonna do with the Bud Light? What is he gonna do with the beer?
I don't think words are really necessary about what's happening right now. But for Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light, all Bud products, if you know me, you know how many of these get refilled in my fridge every week. But today,
just wasting beer. You already bought those.
Of course.
Okay, by the way, I do want to put a deviation. I hate beer altogether. If I'm drinking alcohol, I'm drinking whiskey. I love the Amber River, right? Or maybe like a rum and Coke and wine, right? That's basically all I drink. I don't like beer. I think it tastes like piss water, right? But if you like beer, and this guy says, you know, he likes beer. If you know me, I refill the fridge every week. Why is he wasting perfectly good beer? You know how many homeless people would love to have the beer? You know how many starving children in Africa would love to drink that beer? For shame, man.
It'll be my choice. Hope you're proud, Bud Light.
Yeah.
Hope it pays off for you in the long run. But when you go woke, go broke.
Yes.
Cheers to you.
Yes. And you go woke, you go broke. It's a good one, babe.
Wait, does she think that he came up with that? Good one, babe. Wait, does she think that he came up in that instance with you go woke, you go broke? He was the originator? His wife is very confident in his ability.
What a shame. What a shame. Cheers.
Again, they just associated with a trans person. That's all they did.
That'll be the last crack of a Bud Light in my presence. So.
He could have, you know what he could have done? He could have just been like, you know, he could have, you know, let's say he wanted to be deceptive about it. He could have just taken it off, throw it in the trash, and then once he turned off the camera, go drink it himself. He could have drank it himself, and then afterwards say, you know what, I used to drink Bud Light. I used to, but I just finished my last Bud Lights. It's Coors Light from now on. And then nobody could say he looks like an idiot, at least. Well, it's still stupid that he's like, stopping to drink a beer because he's associated with the trans person, but at least he wouldn't be wasting all this perfectly good beer, man. Like, I think it's piss water, right? This is honestly how all beer should be treated, in my opinion. The closest thing I like to beer is probably cider. Cider's good. I like a good hard cider. But, God, man, it's terrible, terrible waste. So much.
Sadly, that's the last of a 30-pack that I bought yesterday, Bud Light. So, good for you.
He wasted a 30-pack? A 30-pack? 30 cans of Bud Light? Jesus, man. My goodness, so wasteful. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see what this person has to say.
Figured out exactly what's going on with Anheuser-Busch right now. They're celebrating 365 days of girlhood, and they sent this transgender activist, Dylan Mulvaney, cases of beer with his face on it, his, her, / she, it, whatever, saying that
She, it. Okay. LGBTQISSWYZ.
that it would help them authentically connect with their audience. Sadly, I don't know if they
I'm sorry.
knew who their
Sorry,
audience was, but so the two major beers would be Budweiser and Bud Light, which are both owned by that company, Anheuser-Busch. Stella, owned by Anheuser-Busch. Modelo, owned by them. Good old Rona, owned by them. Listen up, ladies. Ultra is also owned by them.
This is the thing too, and this is the thing they don't realize is not only, number one, I don't think this is going to be a tremendous amount of people who are going to actually boycott Bud Light in the long run. I think people will forget about this in like a few months, right? And I don't even think this is that large of a, you know, population of people. I just think the most opinionated people are the people we see, you know, and this is an example of that. But people don't realize how much Anheuser-Busch, which is the company that, you know, owns Bud Light, like how much they like their arms reach out. Like it's not just Bud Light. You got to give up this beer, the Corona beer, which people gave up after COVID, this beer, Michelob Ultra, all these different Landshark, like all these beers gonna have to be given up. You see that Landshark beer, would you immediately think, oh, that's an Anheuser-Busch brand? No, I would have no idea. I mean, I'm not a beer drinker, but I assume most people probably wouldn't know on first viewing, man. I mean, they're having to give up like a whole host of products. It'd be like if I was like, you know what, I'm done using Google services. You know the amount of stuff I would probably have to give up when you think about it. I could do it. There's other options, right? I could use other web browsers, use other services, but I think a lot of people don't realize how much their hands reach into the beer belly community.
Mediocre at best, but still owned by them, along with a slew I've never heard of. Coming up, some better ones that are
he can't even name them all.
Not owned by them, which I will be switching to. Also, just want to dedicate this video to my long years of drinking Busch Light. I am extremely saddened to pronounce that I will no longer be participating in drinking of this beverage, thanks to some things that have came up. But thank you to all the good beer that you have provided me with, and let's get on with this. Coors is almost as
I'm sorry, man. It's a tribute video to beer, man. I love it. I love it. Tribute video to beer.
good anyway, so probably switching over to that one. Drink Miller, folks. If you want something that puts hair on your chest, drink Blue Moon. It's also not owned by them. Or if you want some serious bush on your chest, drink Yingling Lager. Drink Heineken. Also not owned by Anheuser-Busch. Neither is Dos Equis. Coming in hot here, we got the PBR Classic, also not owned by them. So drink up, folks.
Oh, happy they got their selection. Let's move on to the next one. Let's get some more interesting characters. So this is a long one. This is 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Okay, hopefully it's interesting or we'll skip it.
Anheuser-Busch. What were you guys thinking? Well, who thought that would be a good idea?
Could he not turn off the TV? This is the thing I don't understand about a lot of TikTokers, especially conservative TikTokers. It seemed to be consistently a problem with conservative TikTokers. What is it with people recording these like car videos or phone videos and just refusing to like turn off the background audio? Just refuse. You could, one click, you can turn it off. You're not watching it. You're looking at the phone right now. You don't need to have it on in the background.
Do you realize when people sit down to have a beer, they're having a beer with their friends? If they're their friends, they don't care if they're transgender. They don't care if they're black or if they're white, Chinese, straight, gay, whatever. They don't care. They're there to have a beer with their friends. They don't need to be reminded about equity, equality.
Dude, I thought for a second it was actually about the cry. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's keep going.
LBGTQ, whatever. They're there to have a good time. And now because you've did this, you've ruined it. You've ruined their good time. They've got to be reminded of this wokeness and equality.
Dude, this is weird to me because he's saying like, look, people are just trying to have a beer with their friends, man. They don't care at the end of the day, no matter who they are. But then you take that trans person and then you put it on the beer, right? And all of a sudden, before you didn't care if your friends were trans or this was trans or that was gay or if that was black or Chinese or from Nepal or whatever. Now all of a sudden when it's on your beer can, you care. Do you know, like when I buy a Pepsi, I don't care if there's like a football star or a hockey star or some team on it. I'm just buying a Pepsi because I want to destroy my teeth and die by the age of 42, right? That's why I'm buying a Pepsi. I want to get as fat as possible to be as easy to hit as possible for the Russian army. That's the reason I'm getting Pepsi. I don't look at the logos and the little branding. Maybe if I was a collectible guy or something, like I was a collector's guy and I was really into sports, maybe I would collect different like can types, you know? But I don't care. Okay, can I ask chat quick? Site chat, you're the guys who are important because people are going to see you and plus your site chat. But go to chat as well. Put a 1 in the chat if the image on the can you're about to buy, whatever the drink is, impacts your purchasing decision. Put a 2 if it doesn't. Because for me, it's like, hardcore too. Like unless it's like, I don't know, it's Jeffrey Epstein or some shit. Like if it's like Adolf Hitler, that maybe that would convince me otherwise. You know, maybe some early Fanta, I don't know. Because that was started in Nazi Germany, for those of you who don't know. But like, who cares? Who cares about any of this? Somebody said I only saw one, Avalon of Babylon, and another one in chat, and they said, in gutter chat, and they said, what if it's bad character design? And like, okay, maybe you're so aesthetics focused that if it's like an ugly can, you can't buy it. I can understand that to some degree, right? Maybe somewhat, but to me, like, none of that really matters.
Quality.
Maybe if it's like a special anniversary. Sorry. Oof, the Pepsi drinking's catching up with me. Maybe if like Bud Light released like a special Ukraine just won the war can or something, maybe I'd go out and buy that and keep it as a memento. But outside of like some very rare niche instances, I couldn't imagine caring.
You've ruined their good time. They've got to be reminded of this wokeness and equality and all that. And what the worst part is,
they've got to be reminded of equality. Is that something that really like, oh, I can't drink now. I was gonna drink, but then I got reminded of equality. I can't things can't be equal when I'm drinking, okay? When I'm drinking, I get sent straight back to 1910, okay? 1910, we're marching past statues of Nathan Bedford Forrest, okay? That's what I get transported back to if you put a few beers in me. Like, what do you mean? You don't want to be thinking about equality while drinking. Just don't think about it then. When I drink a Pepsi that has a football guy on it, do I think about football? Not really.
You put the person on a beer can right after a transgender male just shot up a school and killed 3 kids.
Oh my God. You know, okay, let's hold this standard. Let's hold this standard. You're going to show a white person on TV after Dylan Roof shot up that black church? You're going to show a honky on television after we had the Buffalo shooting? You're going to show him on your TV shows, and you're going to have some white, like Michael Phillips on your Cheetos box after that shooting? Oh, are you kidding me? Like, come on. You could never apply the standard equally. It's so silly. Could you imagine, like, out of reverence for the victims of the Nashville shooting, we are banning all images of transgender individuals in the public sphere for 28 days as we toll the bells? Get out of here.
Shame on you. 6 people were killed, and you're out here putting transgender people on your beer cans.
What am I? Yo, dude, I can't wait for the next shoot. Okay, wait, no. Okay, wait, no. Okay, reel that in. Okay, I am imagining the next shooter, the next crazed shooter. You know, they're out and about. They're planning. They scheme up this plan with pipe bombs and you know, guns and firearms and bullets and death and destruction, and they go out and they just kill like 27 people. It's a horrific massacre, you know? Actually, no, let's go further. They break records. They kill like 200 people, right? It's coordinated with multiple people. It's horrific. It's the most deadly mass shooting in American history. And then they go to the shooter who has just blown their brains out, and they go down and they pick up the manifesto off their body, and the police chief shaking as he's wiping the sweat off of his face and his little like 1980s cop mustache and trying to figure out how this tragedy could have opened. He opens up the manifesto and it says, I was inspired by the Bud Light can. I was a perfectly normal, insane individual. Then I saw Dylan Mulvaney on a Bud Light can, and then I knew all the Christians had to die. Like, get out of here! Come on, what is this fantasy world he's made to get angry at?
When this is already a volatile enough situation as it is. So, that being said, I hope you guys get what you think you deserve.
What does that
because
mean?
all I see
What is that? That's a very vague but ominous threat.
for you is a bunch of headaches and a bunch of bankruptcy on the way.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, that's very happy you clarified.
Because the regular American out there that doesn't care about all this crap and just wants to have a beer is out there looking for another beer without stuff like this on their beer can. So, good luck to you. If I ever drink a beer again, it won't ever be Anheuser-Busch. I can guarantee you that.
Wait, does he not even drink? If I ever drink a beer again? Wait, so you don't even, why do you care? Wait, you don't even drink? Why do you even care? Why do you even care? This would be like me getting angry at a hockey scandal. I don't care about hockey. I don't care about going out on the ice. Why do you care? What a tragedy.
It won't be a Bud Light or a Busch Light. I'll drink a freaking
Can't even think of a beer.
I think I'll drink a Cobra before I drink Anheuser-Busch, as long as Cobra doesn't make, or Anheuser-Busch doesn't make Cobra.
There we go. Okay. You know, I don't believe in monopolies. Okay? I don't believe in monopolies, but I now hope Anheuser-Busch develops a monopoly over the entirety of the beer industry just to aggravate these people so we can get more TikToks. More TikToks and more YouTube content.
Real American here.
Ah, god dang it. It's got music. We can't show it. Okay, we'll play it without the music, okay? After 22 years, no thanks. Okay. Of the beer. Oh, and he dumps it out. Okay, that's very boring. Wow, very original. No one else has thought of that before.
It ain't got the rainbow. I bought it. I guess I'm gonna drink it. At least it ain't got the rainbows on it. Fuck.
Okay, that was funny. Okay, that threw me for a curveball. I gotta give him credit. That threw me for a curveball. I didn't expect him to immediately be transified by the bud. Okay, that's okay. I gotta give him credit for that one.
Yeah, I'm low IQ. This right here seems like speaks for itself.
Me, I don't know if he was admitting to being low IQ or if that was ironic. I don't know. Next one. Oh wow, big surprise. He dumps. Oh my god, how much beer does he destroy in this one? Okay, wait a second. This is more influential than I originally thought. Wait one moment. Wait a moment here. Okay, no music, of course, but how much beer does this guy destroy? How much beer is wasted? Okay, that's one. Sucks, but it's only a beer. Okay. It looks like another single beer. Wait. There was a bumper sticker. I impeach by yes. There we go. Impeach Biden. For the very many impeachable things he's done. Oh, and he stomps it. He's in control. He's a big man. Let's see what else we got. We're getting towards the end here. We're getting closer and closer to the end. Okay. What's this guy do? Again, music, man. Man, none of these people are ever going to be monetized their TikToks with all this music, man. Let's see. What is he? He sees the Bud Light. Looks at the camera. It's back to the Bud Light. Oh, it's a song TikTok, so we can't really see what he's saying, but I assume he's not happy and he's about to dump it into the sink like every other unoriginal Oh, wow, big surprise. Okay, great. Can we get something original? It's all the same boring nonsense. Can we get somebody who doesn't pour it? Can somebody, like, I don't know, shoot it with a shotgun or something, you know? Has anybody, like, shot the Bud Light yet?
I'll be honest with you anyway, Bud Light. I never liked your ass anyway.
Well, then it's not he says boycott Bud Light, but if you didn't drink Bud Light, then you're not boycotting it. This would be like me saying I'm boycotting Moscow. Well, I've never been to Moscow. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything. Let's see. What does this guy have to say?
Well, hello, TikTok. How y'all doing this afternoon?
Good.
So, this is how my day started. Got up for work, 3:30 a.m.
Early,
went to work.
Bird gets the worm.
Started a good day. And found out Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch, is changing my damn can to rainbow stars and pinks and stripes and ponies and what the fuck ever. Don't care. Got a dude in a dress. Instead of having somebody like one of us, blue-collar people, somebody, a nurse, actual...
He let the mask slip. Okay, I don't want to, like, call any of these people fascists or anything, like, oh, they're all fascist or whatever. But like, that was a mask slip. Why not one of us? Why not one of those straight white men? Why not? That's what it came off as. That's 100% what it came off as.
Fucking girl. Be on the can. Nope. You want that shit on the can? Well, you ain't getting my money no more. Boycott it. Boycott it. Boycott it. And to top it off, they did this after the Nashville school shooting.
Dude, how do they keep bringing this up? These things have no connection to each other whatsoever. Dude, next, oh god, no, I can't make a commitment to that because that would be too scummy. But dude, if next time there's a shooting and it's any other group of people, that it's a straight white person or a right-wing person or like, I don't know, like some, I don't know, Buddhist nationalist, can I just come out and be like, no Buddhists on TV for like a month at a minimum, out of respect? No Buddhists, no whites, white boycott.
You done know what that person did in that school to those little kids and the adults? No, that's not cool, Budweiser. That's really not cool. Now,
he says it like they planned the shooting, like Budweiser like gave the person the gun and convinced them to go kill those people.
Not at all. So you ain't getting my hard work money. You ain't getting no blue collar money. From what I see, you ain't getting nobody's money no more. Y'all gonna go broke. You ain't getting nothing. Get out of here. Right here. That's all I'm gonna drink now. I ain't buying it. Can't have it. Don't want it in my house. I'll throw the shit away. Somebody brings it over here. It's gonna go in the bonfire. Just don't want it. Don't even want to look at it.
It's gonna be a crappy bonfire if you're throwing liquids into it.
I hope all the stores here in Tennessee take that shit out. So, we just don't want it.
Why'd you remove this beverage from the shelves? Oh, it decided that it would associate with a trans person. It would associate. By the way, can we just talk, like, for a moment, like the level of hatred here, that just associating with a trans person, just associating with a person that is trans is enough to get them angry. This is like, this is like 1958, like, I can't believe they allowed a black person on the magazine. I'm never buying this magazine again. That's what it's coming across as. This is what it's coming across as outside of, oh gosh, they're wasting more beer, huh? My goodness, can we look for anything new here? Okay, here's new. This is, look, okay, we need some more female representation here, okay? We need some, here we go. Let's get your opinion. Oh, wait, no, is it music the whole time? It's just like music the, oh, come on. Let's see. Is it just music the whole time? Yes, it is. Well, then I'm not, oh, god dang, man. Can't watch those.
I got really mad this weekend. Bud Light decided to sponsor Dylan Mulvaney on his 365 day of being a woman. And I'm jealous. Like, it's day 14,000 of being a woman, and I am, let me tell you, a heavy Busch Light drinker, and I've never been once asked to sponsor them or been sent a beer.
I don't know, be more interesting. Get a big social media following that's actually so you're noteworthy of partnershiping with. I mean, I'm sorry you're not that successful. Sucks to suck.
But the funny thing is I'm here to say thank you. Thank you, Anheuser-Busch, and thank you, Dylan.
You're welcome.
You are going to save me so much money. Thank you, because I'm not going to drink your beer anymore. Thank you.
I'm happy I could help you get rid of your alcoholism. Okay, we only have 3 more and then we're done. And I don't want to look at any more of these. Boycott Budweiser. I am a natural woman.
Ladies and gentlemen, these used to be my favorite hat. I used to love this hat. This is what I think about it now.
Is this necessary? Starving kids in Africa that would love to wear that hat.
It's a piece of garbage.
You made it garbage.
Koozie?
I feel like National Geographic right now, like just watching like an animal slowly develop like rabies and like
Another one?
going insane and going
I used
crazy.
to be a big Bud Light supporter.
Supporter?
Not anymore.
Supporter? It's a company. You mean you're a customer? This isn't a political movement.
We're done, Bud Light. We are done. Big time. And tomorrow, I will go in my cabinet and I will find all my Bud Light glasses, and they are getting broken. We are done. You've lost this person's loyalty. I guess that you were a crappy drink, shitty drink all along.
But if it's such a crappy drink, why do you have so much of its merch? Right? I wouldn't have the Pepsi Man song on repeat or any of that stuff. If I didn't like Pepsi. Okay, we got 2 more left. We got 2 more left and we're done.
Anheuser-Busch is the last beer in my fridge. I won't touch another one from you all again. They'll either be Coolers, Miller, doesn't matter. I'll quit drinking. I won't touch your shit again. I'm sitting there putting a damn chick with a dick on your cans. Sorry.
Dude, again, I don't know what it is, man. But there's so many conservatives, man. They got girl cock on the mind, man. They got it just 24/7. Girl cock, girl cock, girl cock. Just like 24/7. It's just girl cock on the mind. I don't know why, man.
So I don't have much of a tolerance for alcohol. So when I drink, I normally drink this because, you know, it's pretty much water. But now I see Bud Light and Budweiser and sponsoring somebody I disagree with. So this, no more. See you, bud.
At least that one was straight to the point. You know what? This one was straight to the point. Didn't do some like gimmick or so. It's just like, I disagree. Goodbye. Here's a shooting one. And a fragile man doesn't like Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch after they partner with a trans influencer. Okay. That's Kid Rock. That's Kid Rock. Okay, that just threw me for a loop. Okay.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today. Let me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible.
This is terrible form. I'm sorry, I wasn't even looking at the beer. Look at his arm. Look at his arm. Sticks it out like a bird, like he's a chicken. Like he's about to just, he's gonna like fly away. You gotta tuck it in. Tuck it in. Front foot forward. Down the sights. Come on. I shouldn't be having to teach conservatives how to fire guns, man. See, that's why he's like spraying randomly. That's why he missed like 2 boxes.
Fuck Bud Light and fuck Anheuser-Busch. Have a terrific day.
My goodness. Maybe Bud Light would be more terrified if he knew how to shoot a gun. Man, my goodness. What a silly, silly, silly scandal.